What is up, guys? How you guys doing? What is new with everybody today? Friday afternoon. How you guys doing? So, down here at my shop today. So it's been kind of cool that I've seen Mark Agnesi back because he started making videos for Gibson. So we all know and we all watched Mark Agnesi with the Guitar of the Day out at Norman's Rare Guitars. And we've all watched all his Guitar of the Day videos for a couple. He did them for probably 3 years, I think. And we heard that he's got a job from, he's working for Gibson now. Which, I mean, that must be a pretty lucrative job for him to quit out at Norman's Rare Guitars. Because I'm pretty sure Norm treated him like family. And he probably had a really good thing going on there. So, but money talks. So I bet he's doing really good working for Gibson now. And I think I've seen 3 videos that he's done. And very close to what he sort of did out at Norm's, where he would sit on a bench and or sit on a stool surrounded by nice looking Gibsons and talk about guitars. All right, so I'm seeing a couple of 8 of you guys on with me today. Go ahead and leave some comments. Say hello. Let me know who's on here with me. I'd appreciate that. Yo, Albert. My Guitar of the Day. Well, I am playing a Kramer Focus 1000. I think I showed you guys this last week. A friend of mine that comes in, he paints guitars for me. He painted this. And I did. I showed you guys this last week, but here it is. I thought it was a really neat touch how they have the yellow tape around the pickup instead of black tape. Kind of keeps that yellow theme going in there. Hey, Daryl. Albert says, did you get your EVH back yet? No, but let me show you. Maybe I can show you guys in my phone here. So I have an EVH special that I bought. And somebody literally sanded it down. It was a black guitar. And somebody really treated it really horrible. So my buddy Robert that painted this is painting that one. And here's a little photo of it. And he sent me this and he goes, I got 4 coats of clear coat on it. So he is working away on this thing. And the weather right now is perfect for painting guitars. It's warm out. It's borderline almost too hot. But he just paints guitars out in his garage. But he sent me a couple of photos. This is an EVH special, so it's not a standard. And the cool thing is we're leaving the neck alone. He took the neck off. It says EVH special in black on the headstock. So he doesn't have to mess with the neck. So he's just painting the body. And I'm getting kind of anxious, I think, in another week or so. I think in a week and so I'll have that guitar back. Fun stuff. You gotta love the guitars, right, guys? This thing, I bought some guitar amps, mostly from this woman out in Phoenix. And she had this body sitting there, and it's got a really cool pink that turns blue kind of thing. And the neck was sitting there on a shelf. So I think I gave her 25 bucks for the body and the neck, and it was missing all the parts. And but the neck fit in the pocket really nicely. And I kind of think it's a Jackson because of this. I see a lot of Jacksons that kind of have this body shape on the back here. So yeah, I think it might be a Jackson body, but the Charvel neck fit on there really good. And I can tell it's thicker sounding. It's got that Seymour Duncan in it. It's got an Invader in there. Ooh. So this thing is kind of fun, and my guitar player in the Whiskey Dogs is like, fix that thing up for me. So I'm trying to fix that thing up. Some of the newer pedals that back to work, Albert, get back to work. So some of the new pedals that I've gotten is I got a Big Joe phase shifter. This is the B408. Isn't that cool how they put a picture of Big Joe right on there? But this is the phase shifter. I have this thing priced at 120 bucks used. Pedals, you know, you love to get pedals for 50, 60, 75 bucks. But sometimes they're just a little more expensive than that, you know. But there it is. That is the Big Joe phase shifter. If any of you guys are in the Phoenix neighborhood, come in and come and hang out, man. See what I got going on. Here's another new pedal that I've just recently ordered and purchased. But this is the LPD 74. Lawrence Patros design. He lives here in town. He gives guitar lessons. He builds pedals. Really state-of-the-art, making a great name for himself. You're starting to see YouTube videos out in the world about some of these pedals that he makes, and they are super high quality. I know the Tone King did a video on his, I think it was the 86 drive pedal that he has, and he's getting a great reputation. And I did a video on this pedal, and if I could play better, that'd be one thing, right? I do YouTube videos about trying to play guitar, and you really set yourself up for a disaster a lot of times when you play guitar in front of the world. So yeah, this is another cool old guitar that I have, a Kramer Beretta 1986. Hey Mark, how you doing? 1986 Beretta. You gotta love that headstock, right? It's got some good honest wear back here in the back. It's got the Kramer custom order Kramer plate on the back. And of course it has been painted. Kramer didn't paint it like this. I know my internet connection isn't always so good, so you probably can't even hear me playing, but another pedal that I just recently picked up is the Rev G3. Now, these things were very popular about a year ago when this pedal first came out. Everybody was doing videos about them. Made in Canada. The Rev G3. Preamp, overdrive, and highly sought after. And again, expensive. Kind of going for like $220 on Reverb. You can get one. But another great sounding pedal made in Canada, which is kind of cool. Right? You don't hear about too many Canadian companies. You know, there's Godin, guitar company. But yeah, I got myself a Rev G3. Super cool, right? Gotta love that thing. User not available. How weird. Weird how no one talks about them now. I wonder if the company paid all the YouTube guys for promotion. Explain what you're talking about. You lost me on that one. Nobody talks about them now. What were we talking about? Oh, you're talking about this Rev pedal. Nobody talks about these anymore. Is that what you're saying? The guys that wanted them, they have them. You know, what are you going to do, man? Pedals are pedals, right? Sometimes you love them, you keep them on your board. Other times they say, yes. Sometimes you love them and you keep them. You make a big push. It's just sort of how, it's very similar to how rock bands put albums out nowadays. Old rock bands like Whitesnake and all the old stuff that I remember. You'd make a big push. And you release your new album and you make this huge push and you sell a bunch of them the very first week and then nobody talks about them again. Try to get that hype. Try to get that hype. Stephen Ray, how you doing? Here's something else that I got. Yeah, there was controversy on all the YouTubers. When this pedal came out, you know, more than half of the YouTubers in the world were like, dude, I have to hurry up and make a video about this pedal. I have to hurry. And if I would have got my hands on one, I probably would have done the same thing. But yeah, everybody made a video. And then there was a couple of guys that said, no, everybody's doing it. I'm not going to do one right now. Everybody else is doing a video on this thing. I'll let everybody else do it. So it's kind of what happened with this Rev G3. This is something new that I just sort of got. So this is by Jackson Audio, and it's the Prism. And again, it's a boost pedal that has a little tiny bit of sort of a fuzz factor about it. And I messed with it just a little tiny bit. And it has a lot of tone variations in there. But this is something that I have at the store. Jackson Audio. So another one of those expensive, trendy pedals that are out in the world. Yeah. But it was good for seeing Mark Agnesi back out doing videos again, because I was a little tiny bit worried that when he went to Gibson, we were never going to see him again. And you know, you start to watch people every day. You'd come home and watch Guitar of the Day, and you start becoming friends with these people that you have never met, but it becomes part of your daily routine, and you get to know them. So it's been kind of cool that he started making some videos with Gibson, and he's just not gone, because it's happened before where people, you know, they move to a different company and you just never see or hear from them again. Quite right. All of a sudden, a pedal gets reviewed by almost all the big YouTube channels. Yeah, everybody did a video about this, saying, well, now the big push, the hype is over. I'll probably do a video on this in the next week or so, and we'll I don't know, we'll see if you how many of you guys want to see my version of a video on this pedal. I don't know. I got 12 people watching, so maybe 2 of you guys want to see me do a pedal review on the Rev G2 a year late. Maybe it's been 18 months ago now. Where are they now? I know, huh? Where are they now? So I don't know. I think it's a great pedal, but I only have sat and messed with this thing for 5 minutes just to basically make sure it works. And then I kind of went through the knobs and I did this and that, and it does work good. But you know, I struggle making videos. I'll be honest with you guys. And and the videos that I get the most views on are guitar videos where I can interview people. I do what I call my customer showcase videos, where I interview people, customers bring their guitars in here. I'll pull my camera out and I'll interview them about their guitar, and I'll ask all the questions. I did that with Phil McKnight's McCarty 594, and I've got like 13,000 views on that video. If I make a video on this, it'll get like 120 views or something. But I don't know. It's not about getting views, right? I'll do some more pedal reviews. Heck yeah. All I can do is plug it in, move the knobs around a little, and say, well, guys, what do you think about that? So Rico says, hey, Dan, did you ever figure anything out on the Spirit Japanese script guitar? No, I have no idea what that thing is. Let me go grab that thing since you asked. I'll show you guys again this guitar that I got. I see it over there. Be right back. Oh, guys, what is this thing? Plug it in there. Okay. So this thing says Spirit. Nice guy, Eddie. How you doing, man? And you know, once in a while I'll get somebody of Asian descent in here, and I'll say, hey, guy, hey, what does that mean? And they'll look at it and they'll say, Spirit. And they kind of make me feel stupid, but you know, what are you going to do? But this is a guitar that I have, and I can't find covered in fingerprints. I'm sorry about that. But with my internet, you won't even be able to see that. But it's very Ibanez looking. It's got that huge skunk stripe down the back that kind of reminds me of maybe like an RG Ibanez kind of thing. But it's not flat. It's real C-shaped, where a RG 550 or something is kind of flat and thin. So this feels like your regular. Hey, how you doing?
I'm looking good, thanks.
Good. And so, yeah, I don't know what this thing is. Maybe you guys could help me somehow. Tell me where this thing was manufactured. I see no serial number on it. The pickups say Tesla. So some of you guys might be able to help me out, figure out what this guitar is. It's got some good weight to it. Oh. And what good overdrive in front of high gain amps. Good overdrive in front of a high gain amp. Well, there's tons of them. I would say, I'm not sure you even need an overdrive in front of a high gain amp, because that amp has already got it all in there. So I don't know. Very cool. Nice guy, Eddie. I got your Epiphone all shined up, and it's sitting in a case waiting for you. So Bob's asked me, how much are you asking? Are you talking about the Spirit right here? I have a price tag of $300 on this thing. So I don't know. You guys might tell me this is a $100 guitar made in China. I don't really know. Can I play some Alex Lifeson riffs? I'm going to say no. Yeah, nice guy, Eddie. Can't wait. I sold him a guitar, and we're just waiting for it to get shipped and the paperwork and all this and that. But yeah, man, I really appreciate that. User not available says, ever planning on getting a Strandberg or a Kiesel? I have a Kiesel. Let me show you guys this. I do have a Kiesel. Actually, I have two Kiesels. Let me show you the Kiesel that I have real quick. Hold on. Yeah, I'm doing a live stream, in case you were wondering.
Yeah. Figure that. I got 10 or 15 people watching.
Let's see. What gauge?
The pink one.
Okay.
Do you have them individually?
No.
Do you sell the strings individually?
No.
I need a number. Just let me have the. I'll just take the Super Slinky.
One pack of Super Slinkies.
Yeah.
547.
Okay.
Change. Can we use a
Yeah,
card?
let me see. I may have 5, but hold on.
So I am open. I have a customer, but here is my Kiesel. Oh yeah. Fan fretted 7-string. And
I need to go car get some ones.
thank you, sir. Appreciate that. So yeah, look at that thing, guys. Now there's two things about these fan fretted 7-strings that, in my opinion, you need to just forget about. One thing. The old fan fretted thing, just put it out of your mind. I took this to a blues jam a couple of weeks ago. You guys are like, yeah. Could you see me taking this thing to a blues jam? How cool that'd be? But so the two things that you just ignore that it's fan fretted. Just put it out of your mind. Don't even think about it. So there's a lot of guys that say, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming in.
All right.
There's just ignore that it's fan fretted. There's a lot of guys that say, no, I have enough problems playing my guitar the way it is. But when I was out at NAMM, I sat and I played those Strandbergs, and they were all fan fretted. And I sat there for 5 or 10 minutes, and the guy took it out of my hand because I guess I played too long. But it kind of surprised me where I was like, wow. I can play this thing. This doesn't throw me off. I mean, having that low B string throws me off a lot more than the fan fretted. Nice guy, Eddie. I prefer Carvin over Kiesel. Kiesel was basically rebranded. Carvin was rebranded Kiesel. Same people own the company and everything. And they just changed the name back to their family's name, which is Kiesel. So I guess it's Jeff and I think Joel. And so basically it's still the same company. It's still owned, I think, by the same people. But they rebranded the name Kiesel Guitars. And I'm pretty sure if you order a Kiesel guitar now and you want it to say Carvin, they won't do that for you. But on the gig bags, I got my gig bag right here. It still says Kiesel Carvin Guitars on the gig bags. So yeah, still the same company. Still a lot of the same people. But Jeff Kiesel, who is basically in charge and the owner and in charge of all the designs and how everything is, he's coming up with some great stuff. Now this guitar is that flat finish, and it's a flat matte finish, so it doesn't have any gloss. But the top on this one looks like somebody tried to shine it up because it's got some kind of over glossy, kind of not such good finish to it. And because of my internet service, I can tell you guys aren't really going to be able to see the gloss on that. But that's why I ended up getting this, is because when you're in a used guitar shop, only certain guitars get traded in, right? And so this is one that got traded in. And I think it's because it's got a funny little, it's not a good flat finish anymore like they intended. It looks like somebody buffed it or something, and it's got a funny kind of a shine to it now. But it still plays great. And And it definitely strokes your ego. If you're out playing a normal little bar gig and you show up with one of these fan-fretted things, the average guitar player in the back row standing there with his arms folded is going to be like, wow, I'm slightly impressed with this dude. And it's going to have a lot to do with the guitar. Yeah. And other people won't even notice, but some of those guys in the audience, you show up. I mean, I was. When I would go and watch somebody play somewhere and they showed up on a fan-fretted guitar, my eyes got a little bit bigger and I was like, wow, look at this. Strandbergs do that too. They surprise people even more. The thing about a Strandberg now, Kiesels have a traditional, this is a wide 7-string, but they have a traditional C-shaped or a U-shaped neck. Those Strandbergs have like an angled flat angle. It's like whoever made the neck, it was almost like it's unfinished because it's almost like the top of a stop sign. Kind of a weird thing, and I'm sure you could get used to it because they sell a lot of them. Rico says, it looks like Tesla pickups are Korean. Maybe the Spirit is Korean. That could very well be. Because this is the one thing that we can tell about the guitar, that we know what's going on, is you got Korean pickups in it. The name Tesla is on there. So that's got to be valuable, right? It's got a license by Floyd. It's not set up very well. Maybe one day. Do you see how the Floyd should lay nice and flat in there? And this one's kind of, the springs are a little too tight. But I don't know if I can show you guys that. But this should set about like right there. Nice and flat. And I think the springs are a little too tight on this thing, and it's pulling it down that direction. But it's all routed out here and everything. You see some guitars that don't have this route along here, and it gets all chipped up back there. But yeah, this thing needs a setup on it. And I own a guitar shop. I should be doing that, right? You guys are like, come on, man. Get off your lazy ass and set that thing up. Maybe you'd be able to sell it that way. The Strandberg necks ergonomics is like that because it helps relieve tension and stress on the hand. Moves up and down on the neck. Strandbergs are very ergonomic. Okay. I believe that. They have tons. Thanks for coming in. They have all kinds of engineers and guys that put tons of thought. They have these Einstein people out in the world, and they think about stuff. Guitar companies aren't just sanding wood down and throwing frets in there and shipping it off. They really think about stuff nowadays and how to make things better. And with Kiesel guitars, I think one of their big things is the finish. They're coming up with this beautiful finish on those Kiesels like you've never seen before. I got this thing the other day. I couldn't help myself. But I got a Kramer Striker. And it's ugly. I know. It's got a Floyd. It's got one of the Floyds where the strings stick right into the end there. So in a way, it makes string change outs a little easier and stuff. But I've heard some negative stuff about these Floyds. If you totally dive bomb, which this one doesn't move too much, but the string will actually sort of flutter around inside there. And so it's not like perfectly locked into place. So one of the Floyds that doesn't have a really good reputation about it. And the two posts that hold it down in here, it's just like a big long wood screw that you just, you know, turn it down in there, where usually you have like the post sticks down into a place that sets down in there. You guys know what I'm trying to say, right? Let me plug this thing in. Well, it sounds kind of, doesn't sound very good. But it's fun. For some reason, guitars like this is fun for me. Couple $100 guitar. I think a major improvement would be put a better pickup in there, right there. What makes someone a good guitar player to you? Well, what makes somebody a good guitar player? Well, there's a lot of different ways to answer that, but there's good guitar players are the guys who love playing guitar every day. I think. I don't know. You can go and see. I go see bands play, and for 10 or 15 years, I played a guitar in a punk rock band. And so I was out in the clubs. I was seeing 3 or 4 or 5 bands a night, and guys were just blasting through bar chords. Very rarely did you see any kind of a shred guitar solo going on or anything. But if they felt like, if they looked very comfortable at what they were doing, that's part of what I think a good guitar player is somebody that stands there and is completely comfortable at all time. If you look like you're stressed out and that kind of makes for, you know, I like to see somebody that's comfortable. He acts like he's been there. When I would see some of these bands play and they were acting like this is our very first gig and we're going to make it or break it at this gig. This is it. I have to do my very best. I'd rather see a guy just act like he's been there. And that's kind of what makes a good guitar player is, I don't know. You don't necessarily have to just shred. I've seen Yngwie play a bunch of times. I've seen great guitar players. And it's kind of a tough question to answer. But, you know, I think what makes a good guitar player is just when you are standing there and you feel confident in what you're doing. So even if you can't play all the Eddie Van Halen riffs and stuff, if you're on stage, if you're confident in what you're doing, I think that makes a good guitar player. My whole life, since the age of 14 years old, I always wanted to be in a band. I was just like, oh my God, I have to be in a band. So starting at about 14 years old, I met some kids in my neighborhood and they had a band together and they needed a bass player. And so I'm like, okay, I'll play bass because I can be in the band that way. And now I'm in my 50s and I'm still a bass player in a band. And I still get to go do fun things. And in my opinion, my talent level is, somewhere here in the middle, right? That's where my talent level is. But I know a lot of songs just because my entire life, since the age of 14, I have been in a band. There's never been a time in my life where I have not been in one kind of a band or another, even if it's only a band that maybe plays once a month or something like that. So I've got a lot of experience. And anyhow, but I've never really got to do too much. I've always kind of been stuck here in Phoenix. Some of the bands that I've opened up for in when you're a punk rock band, there's 4 or 5 different bands a night. Well, at least 3. And so you get to open up and be part of other shows. And so I've opened up for Agent Orange a couple of times, and all the AZ punk rock bands from 10, 15 years ago that did really well in our little scene. But who knows? Been talking I'm talking too much. What else you guys got to say? Anybody else? Give me a question. I see I got 11. I got 12 people watching. Come on, somebody. Give me a lesson. Give me a question. One thing that I've been doing a lot lately is I just play the backing tracks on YouTube. So I sit here. I got my amp sitting down here. And I sit here and I work on, I don't really work on it, but I just type in blues backing track in A minor. And you get a ton of really cool backing tracks come up. And as soon as you learn that A minor pentatonic, 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4, then you can just ad lib blues in A minor. It's really fun. You take this position, then you take it up to the D, take it up to the E, so I feel like I've gotten a little better. This thing's out of tune. But I feel like I've gotten a little better at lead guitar just by playing along with backing tracks. Been tons of fun. One more time, guys. There it is, the Rev G3. What do you guys think? How long does it take to get to your level? Wow, I'm almost going to take that as a compliment because I feel like all the guitar players in the world, I feel like I'm at about a 1. So, you know what? When you have the luxury of sitting in a guitar store all day, and part of setting up a guitar and trying to get it play right, you get to sit and play it for a while. So it gives you a lot of time on the guitar. So you don't have to find a half an hour a day to schedule it in. I have to go practice for a half an hour a day to get really good. I don't have to do that because when I'm bored here at work, when nothing's going on, I got no customers in here, I'll sit and I'll play along with backing tracks. There's one that I play called B.B. King Style in A minor. There's one that I play called Santana Style in C minor. There's one that I play, the old Gary Moore, I Still Got the Blues for You. I play along with that one all the time. There's a Pink Floyd Style in A minor that I play with all the time. So I highly recommend sitting behind your computer, getting on YouTube, typing into backing tracks, and just, I started with the A minor scale. I didn't want to have to mess around with anything. And I can't shred. All those fast shredders that are out there. But you get faster as time goes on. But playing the blues, I think, I kind of think that's a great place to start, is backing tracks, blues backing tracks in A minor. And just start with that, and make sure your guitar's in tune. And if you just play this, you start on the A right there, 1 4. So 1 2 3 4. So go 1 4, 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4. And basically that's just A B C D E F G A B C D E F. You know what I'm saying? It's all the white notes on your piano. There's no black keys. So, and then the C major fits into this. I learned this in like freshman guitar class in high school. And so all that works in that A minor scale too. So the old A minor stuff. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. There's 10 of you guys on here watching. I appreciate you guys watching. I am going to 3 o'clock. It's time for me to click over and watch the Philip McKnight live stream that he does every Friday at 3 o'clock. And I'll probably add some comments to that and say, how you doing, guys? So, Rico, thank you for being on. User not available. Thank you for all the great questions. Nice guy, Eddie. I'll talk to you soon, man. Rico, all you guys, thanks a lot for being on. And if you get a chance, subscribe to my channel. And if you get a chance, go over and watch the Philip McKnight show. I think he's coming on any minute now. So, guys, have a great day. And thanks a lot for everything. See you guys.